Hey guys, the NBA is in full swing right now, and one player who isn't talked about much is Damian Lillard. So we all know of the term overreacting, right? It means to respond more emotionally or forcibly than is justified according to Google. In the case of NBA players or NBA teams, the word overreacting is used when people react a lot more than needed about a player or team's play so far, whether that level of play is good or bad. But there's one term that I would like to introduce to you all today, and that is underreacting. You can guess what underreacting means, and if you can't, then you have some common sense issues. So the 2021-2022 season is looking great so far, but Damian Lillard isn't at all. This stat can really put that into perspective. 15 games into the season, Lillard has 0 30-point games. 0. For reference, in the first 15 games of last season, Dame had 9 30-point games, which included a 40-point game. So clearly Dame isn't himself right now, and someone needs to talk about it. And who better than your boy Krishna? So I've already discussed how bad Dame is playing, and it's like really bad, but it's not like he's taking less shots than last season. It's basically the same number of field goals attempted as last season, he's just shooting so poorly. Lillard is in the top 10 of worst 3-point percentage so far with a horrible percentage of 27.9%. There were talks of trading CJ McCollum in the offseason, but Lillard is playing so bad that McCollum is even playing better than him and more efficiently than him as well. I made a video about a month ago where I said that this can very well be a slow start to the season for Dame and that he'll get his rhythm soon. That was 4 games into the season, and some may call that an overreaction, but at this point in the season, 15 games is a good enough time to get back to usual and get back out of a slump. But Lillard isn't back yet, and he may not be for a long time. Now, to be fair, he's playing better game by game, even if that's just scoring 2 more points in the prior game. The Portland TrailBlazers replaced their former head coach Terry Stotts with former NBA star Chauncey Billups. Before him, Stotts did something somewhat similar to what Mike D'Antoni did with James Harden. The whole offense ran around Lillard having the ball in his hands, creating for himself and sometimes creating for others. Billups believes more in the passing way of basketball, where there's a lot more ball movement than the last 5 seasons of this organization. And you might be thinking, that's why Lillard is scoring less. He's not getting enough shots off. There's 2 reasons why that's incorrect. Number 1, as we already discussed, Lillard is averaging a similar amount of shots attempted than last season. And number 2, for example, even if he was shooting less than last season, that does not explain the poor efficiencies from the field and from 3. So the myth that Lillard is playing worse because of Chauncey Billups' coaching change is false. So for the 57,786th time, I disagree with AM Hoops. Another myth about why not just Damian Lillard but some other stars are playing poorly to start off the season is something we've already heard about 1,000 times already, and that is the new rule change. Changing one rule which stops the flopping and illogical fouls is not making Damian Lillard worse, say some Damian Lillard fans. But. Unlike the first myth, this myth is absolutely correct. The new rule change is making Damian Lillard not necessarily worse, but making him score less. This season, Damian Lillard is attempting 3.2 free throws per game, the lowest he attempted in his career, including his rookie season. Last year, Lillard attempted 7.2 free throws a game. This season, it's 4 less free throws a game, meaning at the efficiency Dame has in his career, about 89% from the free throw line, Dame is scoring 3 points less a game just from getting less foul calls, which the foul calls come from the rule change. So this myth is one that's true, but again, it does not explain the poor shooting efficiencies. But this next myth can. So along with the rule change, there was also a ball change, a change I talked about in my last video. A lot of the players have come out and said that this ball is different than the last ball, but they haven't adjusted to it so far. They've always claimed it to be a bit more slippery than the last one, so adjusting to the new ball can be tougher for some players than others. Dame's own teammate CJ McCollum is the president of the National Basketball Players Association, and he said that he'll talk with the players on the new ball, and if all players agree, or most, the ball might change back to the older one. So while this myth can't fully be proved since we haven't touched the ball ourselves, we have to take the word of NBA players, so this myth is in fact true. Now the final myth of this video is that Dame is playing poorly on purpose so he can get traded out of Portland to have a legitimate chance of winning an NBA championship. This is just absolutely insane. It's an unpopular opinion among a few fans around the league because we all know the type of guy Damian Lillard is, and if you don't know, he's not James Harden. I just can't imagine Lillard being the guy to do something like that just to get traded. And even if he does do that, he's literally hurting his own legacy. So yeah, Lillard is not trying to get traded by playing poorly on purpose. So this myth, in my opinion, and yeah, I can't go on facts or stats here because it's not even related to basketball, but in my opinion, this myth is just false. And I think many of you will agree with me on this. So these were the 4 myths of the video about why Damian Lillard might be playing so badly to start. And here's a quick recap. Myth 1. Lillard is playing bad because of Chauncey Billups. That's false. Myth 2. Lillard is playing bad because of the new rule change. That's true. Myth 3. Lillard is playing bad because of the new ball change. That's also true. Myth 4. Lillard is playing bad because he wants to get traded is hugely false, if that's a phrase. As a fan of the NBA, it's just more fun to see Lillard scoring and playing like a superstar, but we have what we have, and hopefully he just returns back to normal sooner than later so basketball can be fun again. For now, Steph, KD, Giannis, and Ja are our only source of entertainment, and they're doing a good job at it. But yeah guys, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed, and if you want more videos just like this, then make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you know when I upload. I'm your boy Krishna, and we out.